Thank you. Welcome, folks. Sydney Harbour, Sunday, 18 October 2020. 18-footer racing, the Alf Beashel Memorial Handicap. Thanks for joining us wherever you are in the world today, and our apologies from all of us for our non-broadcast event of last week, where we had some technical problems which tested okay at the dock, but as soon as we got out in the bumpy water, the electronics ceased to cooperate. So there's been a lot of work done through the week, but rust came out last week, I suppose. Sydney today, little trough through early this morning. We'll talk about the weather in a bit more detail, but a softish east-southeasterly expected to rotate a little bit and perhaps build as the day goes on. I'm Andrew Buckland. With me today on the camera cat, Jimmy Berry, John O'Weddy driving the technical details, Alex and Michael Chittenden making the pictures turn up on screen. Whitefella magic 'tis. Jimmy, welcome. It's going to be quite a long race with the ebb tide, and the weather model's not handling whatever's going on too well.
G'day, Bucko. Yeah, it's going to be a very long day. There's the talk. Well, we are going to do course 2, which is the easterly, big long work up into Rose Bay. So, as you said, the ebb tide's not going to make for much excitement, but we'll see what we can get.
Conjure up, indeed.
The weather, as you said, is not going to. It's not playing suit, is it?
No. So, Jimmy, just remind the viewers, it's 3 long beats, and the first lap is a triangle. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, first one, yeah, triangle or to a laid mark off Clark Island, and then back down just past where we are at the moment, down to Carraba Point, just to make it a little bit longer as well, Bucko. So. And then the second one is just straight up to Rose Bay, back down. So yeah, all good.
Okay. And for the viewers who are offshore and in places, and not in Victoria, shall we say, places worse affected by COVID than we've been here in Australia, and one state, Victoria, is not travelling too well, but the rest of us are kind of sort of getting life back towards normal. And to give you viewers a feel for that, in New South Wales, which, you know, probably the most exposed in terms of the largest amount of international travel arrivals and cruise ships and so on, at the onset of COVID, it's been handled pretty well, and we're down to single-figure numbers in cases per day, and quite a sort of good outcome in many respects. But the New South Wales Chief Medical Officer last week, in a statement that didn't get widely reported for some reason, said, well, if you go out in the community today in New South Wales, you're about 8 times less likely to die from community-acquired COVID than from being hit by lightning. So, and I know that many of you in other parts of the world aren't so fortunate, but that's the situation here where we are, and I think we're pretty fortunate to be in that situation. But equally, I suppose, islands like Australia and New Zealand and some of the Pacific Islands, for obvious reasons of isolation, have gone pretty well. Jimmy, looking through the crews, it's a pretty remarkable, you know, we've lost a lot of talent out of the fleet over the years, over the winter. But if we look at the crews who are in the fleet, a few names that stand out. Somewhere on the Finport Finance today, Malcolm Page. A couple of gold medals to the good.
Yeah, a couple of gold medals, and sailing with his good mate Darren McCavanagh, sponsor of the Kitchen Maker. So that'll be interesting. And
for the viewers who are unfamiliar, Malcolm Page, gold medalist in the 470 with Nathan Wilmot, and and another skipper whose name just eludes me. Also in the fleet on the Mighty Noak sailing with Shawnee Langerman and Ed Powies, Josh Perebski, who was on the tiller of a runner-up in the Giltinan, and high-grade yotta from New Zealand.
Brilliant pickup, isn't it?
I didn't ask him point blank what he was doing in the park, but he looked like he was in pretty good nick. But he had been working on a 2020 Olympic campaign in about a Nacra mixed two-hander. So he was looking like he'd come straight from the gym.
Yeah, we won't be arguing with him anytime soon, Bucko.
And he had no need to lie about his weight. He told me 87, so that fixes one of Sean's problems of being a bit underweight, I suspect, yeah? In the crew department at least. Not to say the considerable amount of skill that he brings to the task. Another old firm back together today, or some old members of a firm. Michael Coxon, Ricky Bridge and Trent Barnabas on the SMEG.
The team for the year.
What could go wrong there, Jimmy?
I think it'd be great. I think it'd be exciting to watch them this year. You know, Coggo always brings a nice little something to it, and very talented. Always good for a chat after the race if we need to, so it's good.
No, it's terrific, isn't it? But the only thing that concerns me, I suppose, I think Trent might run out of steam eventually after 21 seasons of 18-footer sailing. Any chance of that, you think?
Mate, he's looking very fit. He sailed the 16 yesterday and up at Manly, and very convincing win. So,
oh well.
But his young bloke's over in the park as well. I think he's going to start stepping up.
And on the winning group today, Will Phillips, Sevy Jarvin and Sam Newton. John, winning junior, on leave of absence for a couple of weeks apparently. And late mail from the park tells us that they'll be considerably better equipment-wise from some little problems they had last week. So, I mean, Jimmy, if we looked at the starters and riders for today, we would, and the fleet is in effectively 3 scratch races, the way the course configuration is. The faster boat goes to the furthest mark, and there's 6 or 7 of those, and then the middle group goes to the middle mark, and the slower group goes to the shortest mark. And if I can just go through that, the top 6 boats, SMEG, Shaw and Partners, Noakes Sailing, Finput Finance, Winning Group and Tech 2. The cream rising to the top, but that should turn into a fight between Tech 2 and Winning Group, you would think, yeah?
Oh, 100%. Those two out of the white mark group for sure.
Yep. Okay. So the blue mark group, Yandu, Appliances Online, Rag and Famish, the Oak 4 Pines, Bird and Bear, and Roger Seller.
Well, the Oak 4 Pines for certain. After last week's performance, Bucko, like, you can't really walk away from him.
No, that's right.
And we've got his old man on board as well, so we've got to be careful.
Special guest, Rob. G'day. And in the limit group, Andu, Birkenhead Point, Vintech, The Kitchen Maker, Ilvi and Noakes Blue. Who do you like there, brother?
Andu.
And Noakes Blue, possibly?
Yeah, Noakes Blue, but change the skipper on Noakes Blue. I just spotted a vet on the Royale. So we've got Andrew O'Brien jumping in there today.
Oh, okay. I got confused. I saw a vet in the park and thought...
Yeah, no, it's just waving at us about 2 seconds ago upstairs, mate.
She was just waving at you, Jimmy, not at me, okay? Is that all right? Okay. So, James, let's talk about the weather, because it has been quite a confusing first half of the day. A good little cold front through here around 6 o'clock this morning. It scarpered at high speed off to the northeast. And so what we're left with is gradient east-southeast. The weather models are now back in sync with what the wind's doing. For a while, pre-start, it was in the northeast, but we've now got, say, 8 to 10 knot east-southeast, and that lines up well with the course that's been selected, obviously. But the possibility, at least, that the breeze will go back to the right and build a little as the day goes on.
Yeah, I'm just looking at that cloud cover, Bucko, over your side, over down towards the airport. It's looking a little ominous, isn't it?
Yeah, we didn't bring our raincoats or umbrellas, did we, though, brother? So
I did.
No, you did. I've got it all on. I've got it all on. But the court, the committee selected the easily the best course for the wind that's finally turned up, and the bit of nor'east that happened must have just been, just got warm enough for a bit of gradient wind, a bit of thermal wind. Signals on the committee boat.
Yep, away on time.
That's what we like, isn't it?
Yep.
So we think we might see the wind up to perhaps 14 and a little to the right by the end of the day. Tide, as mentioned, going out pretty hard. A lot of water to go out. So, Jimmy, you and I, we're doing the tactics. We're on the right-hand side of the first beat, aren't we?
100%. Get out in that tide and get on the elevator.
Yeah, she's a good river. She's a good river. Yep. The committee boat not lying head to wind. The ferry having to make mild sternway to stay on position, as you can see from the shot.
Well, we're doing the same, Bucko, ripping around here with the motors and trying to keep us somewhere.
That's about one knot. Now, just a bit of other byplay in Sydney right now from our our native home in Manly. The good old National Parks and Wildlife thought they'd conduct a controlled burn on North Head yesterday, and it turned out to be a bit less controlled than was hoped for, James.
Yeah.
Any more data?
National Parks and Wildfire, they picked a beautiful day, not much breeze about. Only, what was it, 26, 27 knots or something at one point, but yeah, that's a perfect day to get it done. So, yeah, they, the RFS and the New South Wales Forest got up there pretty quick and got on top of it, and apparently someone, for their third time trying to get married at the Q station over there at North Head, they were told, no, out you get, everyone evacuated, so go for trial number 4 for that wedding.
And for the viewers far away, the Q station is one of the most delicious views in Sydney, isn't it? It's quite extraordinary, northwest facing hillside that looks towards Middle Harbour. Just absolutely spectacular.
Absolutely. Yeah, get up there if you're ever in Sydney, put it on the to-do list.
Exactly right. So, timing coming to
2.5, is it?
3.5, yep.
2.5.
Yeah, sorry, 2.5, yeah. So, Jimmy, look at that line. Looks like it favours the boat end considerably. Breeze, flick to the left a little here now. And,
yeah, definitely favoured that way, Bucko. And as we were saying before, you want to get straight out into this tide and get the assistance. You don't want to be going up underneath Bradley's there.
Yeah. Committee's been caught out a bit by the bend to the left, but everybody is going to probably rack up on starboard and flip as the gun goes to the extent they can. But as we've mentioned, it's a race out into the good current, you'd think. Could be a start at the port end. Who's good for a port hander? That'd be Marcus Ashley Jones, wouldn't it?
Oh, Coco was famous for one.
Coco? Yeah.
So, yeah, we might be venture the brave down there, Bucko.
Well,
I think it was his same course during the JJs and Coco pulled off a board hander.
You're quite right, he did. Safe start will be to start at the boat on starboard and tack.
ASAP.
ASAP, yeah, exactly. And the fleet's sort of racking up a bit like that. But it's hard to lay the line. They're hard on a wind on starboard to lay. Smeg, I think, is set up too low, haven't they, James? Close to it anyway. No, they're happy.
He looks pretty happy down there.
Last minute, we're in, troops, so 50 seconds. Oh, Smeg, don't do that. A little pit stop.
No, Sean Langman all the way down the pin by himself.
No, happy days for Noakes, I think, here, but he probably would have been better to try and herd them up a bit.
Rag and Famish coming for the touch and go.
So Noakes is going to do the port hander. And a big crowd at the boat end. They're all early at the boat.
Bit of carbon crunching going on here at the boat.
Yeah. Bird and Bear right on it. 5, 4, 3. Ooh.
I think we might sit here, Bucko.
No recall.
I think that.
Winning group was closest. Noakes already on port down at the leeward end. On screen we got Noakes blue, Noakes red on port a bit further up. Noakes red going behind Noakes blue. How about that? But that's okay. And Marcus Ashley Jones out first on port into the river. How about that? With Royal Oak 4 Pines. Lovely work. URM. Love that. Oh.
Someone is swimming behind the Royal Oak at the moment.
And swimming quite well too, actually.
Good swimmer.
Well, sorry, Trips. The south sign says URM. The name of the boat is Andu, in fact. Marcus,
new sponsor.
Marcus Ashley Jones, Cam Gundy and Geronimo Harrison. A good lineup. Yeah. 4 Pints crewman over the side in the tack, and
not the start you want.
But that won't hurt them. They're good enough.
It was warm enough earlier that you wouldn't mind going for a swim.
So winning group and Tech 2 glued together at the other end.
Tech 2 having to tack out.
Yep, and pushing Smeg back. So that's Division 1. Is all in a little group over there.
Having their own little fight.
Yeah.
Yep. We've got a couple of close crosses coming.
Shaw and Partners. Probably leading the race at the moment. Or Noakes Red may, in fact, be already.
Well, don't forget Andu all the way over the other side, Bucko. That'd be...
Yeah, yeah, no, you're probably right. But making the point that Noakes Red from the left side stood into a good puff. And distance-wise, the port end of the line was favoured. Bouys has gone back to left a little bit.
Quite a spread already in the fleet, Bucko.
Yeah, no, it's the start sorted them out, didn't it? In a certain way. So Shawnee, no doubt, enjoying Josh's skill and avoir du poir in the bow. So, Jimmy, we didn't get a look at Finport Finance. See you lined up in the bow.
Darren looked like he was in the bow, Mal Page on the sheet, and Keegan steering.
Okay.
Mal with his famous red hat. Him and Napo always had red hats for some reason.
Lucky hats, okay.
I think it was so they were easily found.
Yeah. No, URM not leading, James. I'm sorry, Andu. URM, Andu.
Andu. No, I think Noakes is our leader.
Noakes is the leader, and he's gone back into the river.
Yep. Smart money is that.
Finport is probably third, and
Bird and Bear.
the Bird and Bear, Tommy Clout on the stick with Nick Daly and Johnny Walton. So probably a good day for them. Not seasoned. They were pretty fast a couple of times in the Giltinan, but in this sort of condition.
Yeah, it was a bit of a rush program to get them on the water last year, so it'd be interesting to see how they all stick together.
Yep.
There's North Head still ablaze in the background of that shot that we just seen.
Yeah. Burnt to the waterline. So he's...
Noakes just saying hello to a houseboat.
Yeah. On screen here. So the fleet getting intersected here with a start line from Wallara, featuring Findingy's tasers and
Everything.
Flying Dutchman. Noakes and Shaw and Partners are pretty close to bow there, so it's a yacht race, and the right edge has paid, James. We'd be leading easily.
We always lead, Bucko.
Winning group probably only about 5th at the moment, or 6th perhaps. Cameras on Tech 2 going further to the right and through the start line. Congestion.
I was just trying to figure out a way to get through it all and in the end go round.
But the breeze, a little build as kind of anticipated. Might be quite interesting by the end of the day. So we're
new team up here on Shaw and Partners.
Travelling here with Shaw and Partners and Bird and Bear just to the left.
Yep.
All good.
So
Shaw and Partners.
Jim Colley and Sean Connor new to the 18s this year.
Yep, no, looking nice too.
So, prominent 49er team.
Yep, they're looking entirely comfortable with the whole thing.
And Harry Bethwaite, I think, staying on there for the year as well, mate. So might be a good little combination.
How they racked up.
Not too bad.
But Harry in the bow.
Yep, Harry in the bow.
And Sean on the main sheet. That's probably going to make sense.
Yep.
Or the Bird and Bear tacking. So Shaw and Partner's going to tack as well. So she's a bit of a log jam. So Finport's going to lead here. So the hard right paid significantly there. The guys that went all the way to Clark Island, Finport's got a couple of boat length lead here, but it's nice and close though.
Be an interesting cross here, Bucko. Look at the winning in Finport.
Nah, Finport's in front, isn't he? No. Winning group bending up. Finport on starboard, however. It's a 1 boat length lead. Okay. And a 12-foot skiff in the way, but that's all right. So Finport leads narrowly from winning group, Shaw and Partners.
Bird and Bear.
And
Tech 2's in there behind Shaw and Partners.
Yep, Tech 2.
The one to note that's not on screen at the moment, Bucko over to the left is Noakes, but he's on a big header at the moment. So
yeah.
Just interesting to see how that lineup finishes.
Yeah, so that's the top group, isn't it? But he's
Finport
gone the wrong way there.
Yeah, Finport crossed him. Easy cross at the end.
Yep. Anyway, they'll be in touch. They'll be in touch with each other at the windward mark. So, not going to determine the race result yet. But the ebb tide been a strong factor as we discussed before the start.
Big tides at the moment too, Bucko. So
yeah, no,
tons of water coming in.
1.6.
Big tides for Sydney.
Jimmy. Shaw and Partners and Tech 2 having a bit of a dog fight. Who would have thought, eh? With winning group now in front of both of them. Wow. So, James, it feels to me like the air's getting cooler, or am I just dreaming that?
I was just thinking the same, Bucko.
But that's because we're just travelling upwind with too much apparent wind chill.
Colder air coming off the sea, yeah.
Full overcast to the southeast now, so the second part of the trough, perhaps. Now, Finport's going to have the duck winning group here, so winning group will trading the lead with Finport. Noakes third. But the right-hand edge will pay again here, probably, so. No, and winning group clean across Finport, so no gain on the left side.
Stay right.
Stay right and then stay right some more. Okay, fair enough. So what's in all of that?
Well, they're not too far off the lay. Like the marks are way over the other side of Rose Bay.
No, you're quite right. It's they've just got to get past the cardinal marks of Shark Island, really, haven't they?
Yeah,
to a certain degree.
Might be a little bit important.
But you do want to come in on the starboard tack lay line, James, because there is more wind on the starboard side of the course here. Yeah.
Yeah. It's really funneling down this.
Yeah, no,
this
over the golf course, and you get under the high ground, minimise your time near the high ground. Quite a long way up to the white mark, so the red mark short. And of the boats we're looking at here, URM, sorry,
Andu,
aka Andu, is on the short mark. So he'll lead on the water. Winning group on the shot.
Mount Page lost the hat.
Yeah. he was looking like he was exerting himself too, though, James, I noticed, you know.
Well, that is the old 470 way.
Yeah, leaning back, one arm on the main sheet only, not two. Wow, good stuff.
Winning group still comfortably leading here at the moment, Bucko.
Yep, and he's tacked back to cover. I don't believe that, but anyway.
Yeah, I would have pushed up just a little bit. Looks nice here, but...
Yep, and I think Finport will tack back now.
Well, it looks like there's a little bit more air up where we are.
Definitely
more pressure. And Tech 2's coming out this way.
Definitely
just
more
off
air
screen.
where we are, mate.
There they are.
Wow. Look at winning group now. So Tech 2's just tacked pretty much.
Good tack on the Tech 2 there.
On the face of the puff and close to the ley line where we think the gains are to be had, and they're looking way better now than winning group. Winning group having to come back out of the left in less pressure. So there's the leading group. Noakes, Tech 2, Finport, winning group. Subject to the unwind at the weather mark, with those four boats having to go to the longest mark.
And the other one that's up here in the mix is Yandu.
Yandu and Andu. Bird and Bear also to the good for an unwind.
Which mark are they off to, Bucko?
The blue one.
Blue one.
So the middle of the three marks. But I think these first three boats, winning group, Finport and Tech 2, are going to go around their window mark, the white one, pretty close together. And Noakes group isn't too far out of it either.
Well, Andu's going to the red marks all day, aren't they?
This is correct.
So he's on lay. He'll be leading on water very shortly. Oh, sorry, correction. The kitchen maker is going to the red mark.
As well, indeed.
So
the kitchen.
They're around and they're out of here.
We forgot about the kitchen maker. He shouldn't be in the red division, and nor should Andu, so there.
Bit of tanking, you think?
Whatever. So here we go. Winning group on port. Finport on the ley line on starboard with Tech 2. And Winning Group's given back the lead here. So,
Finport for Group 1. And
Pagey sort of enjoying, oh, he's nearly in the tide. Oh, God. Pagey enjoying his first windward mark rounding. All good.
all caught on camera.
We'll put that in the not quite so much a highlight reel, eh? Bird and Bear and Yandu also on the unwind. So Kitchen Maker on the water. Kitchen Maker, Yandu, Bird and Bear.
Noakes Blue.
Noakes Blue, Yandu. And 4 Pines coming up for an unwind onto the blue mark as well will be next. So they've sort of recovered from a man overboard, but they're going to go in the tide.
Have a swim for your trouble.
Yep.
Aaron.
Not so good,
well.
Rob.
Strike him off my tip for the blue line, mate.
Yep. And the Smegs obviously had something strange happen as well.
Just getting used to it, I think. Very light up here now, Bucko.
Well, still 10 knots, enough wind for the big rig, so.
Yeah. A couple of them are on little rig. I think Ilvy's on little rig. Who else did I see was on little rig? Or did they change? Birkenhead Point after their great week last week with the big rig.
Nothing worse than an underpowered 18-footer though, Jones.
No. An overpowered one?
It's better to be over than under.
Correct.
That's all we will say. So a bit of a tricky run down here. Boats against the tide, up against the windward shore. Have to be careful. The jibe mark laid just down towards Kitchen Maker. So we're travelling with Yandu at the moment. A beam of the camera cat, but the mark laid a fair way to the north of Clark Island.
Kitchen Makers had to jibe out off in the distance.
Yeah, starting to run out of wind up under the high land, so.
Yep.
So good. Travelling with Noakes Blue here. And they would have to be thinking about a jibe, but
I think they're just trying to soak here to get below this as a spectator, not even a spectator boat, just a cruiser. There it is in the background. Yeah. So
yeah, Tech 2 up the back of the camera cat. The commercial vessel is slowed down. Bit of congestion.
Everyone wanted to use this one little bit of the harbour.
Point Piper, indeed.
Come over to say good day to Mao.
That's correct. And so the bottom mark.
And there's the mighty Royale on screen with today's sponsors, Tech 2 on board, and I believe the sponsors from Birkenhead Point are on board.
So the bottom mark about 300 metres nearly, or 400 metres nearly dead downwind of the Royale. So on the water, Kitchen Maker, Andu, Bird and Bear. Tech 2's burgle their way up into the top 5 here, Jones. And cameras are on.
The Kitchen Maker there.
The Kitchen Maker, he's about a minute sailing away from the jibe mark.
And there's second place, and that is Andu. All that signage will be changed in the next week or two, Bucko.
All good. Lots of work there.
Let's race down here to this jibe mark and pick the Kitchen Maker up, and Kitchen Maker going for the jibe there.
Good one too.
Not too shabby.
Good job. So Lachlan Doyle and Tom Quigley, I mean, they were had a fairly indifferent year last year, but they're looking like they've done some work over the winter by the look of that job. And
You've got a fair jump on the rest of the fleet just looking at that shot there, Bucko.
there's about 90 seconds back to Bird and Bear. Just a nice VMG run across this way. Game of find the mark, but James, is that it against the wharf over there at
Cremorne?
Cremorne Point?
Yep, that's what it looks like.
So we're travelling with the drone with Caesar Stone, Kitchen Maker. Nice.
Which way around this mark down here, Bucko?
Starboard.
Starboard rounding?
Correct.
That'd make sense.
It would.
These two boats, you got the Kitchen Maker and Andu, have got a very commanding lead. The third place is just around the wing mark there at Clark Island now.
Well,
any update on Hobart, whether it's going ahead, Bucko? What do you know?
nothing.
Nothing? Nothing heard, nothing to report.
No, I believe it is going to go ahead. But, there's a lot of people spending money. But, you know, they're up to 80 entries, I think.
Yep.
Still another 2 weeks to go for entries, so, or entry applications at least, so. And there's a relaxation in the COVID regulations in Victoria over this weekend. So things are sort of returning to normal. And I think if the race is on, they get 100 entries, which won't be a bad result, you know.
No.
Some notable absentees, though, evidently no Scallywag and no Wild Oats, so that's a bit disappointing, but understandable. Big effort to get those big boats ready, and a fair element of the crew for the Scallywag in particular, not local, shall we say, as well.
Correct. Tell you what, Bucko, just watching the Kitchen Maker here, they've almost nailed this lay from where they jibed a little bit past the wing mark. They've done quite well here.
As sweet as a nut. And, you know, one of the good things about this racing format is that the boats who aren't quite at the front of the fleet get to learn how to lead the race. They learn that they have to make good decisions, you know, to lead the race. And so that when they get in the lead in a real race, they don't get stage fright, and they've had enough practice, you know. So here we are. Kitchen Maker's going to lead by a couple of boat lengths from Andu.
Not to be confused with Yandu.
That's right. Kitchen Maker, Caesar Stone, Jordan Gertis, Lockie Doyle and Tom Quigley. Looking pretty
well done,
good.
boys.
And the Andu gets around in good nick.
If they can maintain that gap to third place, it will be a race out of these two to the finish line, because they're back off both to the red marks all day.
We were going to put some money on the Andu, weren't we? But the Kitchen Maker surprised us in a positive sense. And the rich have got richer here. The breeze is lifted enough now that the other guys aren't laying down. The Bird and Bear's going to have to do 30 seconds of sailing on port jibe, and these blokes laid pretty much from the jibe mark. Andu laid in exactly from the jibe at the mark, so proper
Big
VMG
game.
run, but didn't waste any time on the other jibe.
And yeah, the kitchen maker's doing great. So just got Chits in me jumping up about something. I don't know what you're talking about, Chits.
So of the scratch boats, Tech 2 has done extremely well, although Finport hanging on as well.
Yeah, and Winning Group's not far behind there, but Bird and Bear, I think, they're all right there.
They're okay. They're going to squeeze their way down. They've just jived back on the starboard, so the Bird and Bear, Tommy Clout, Nick Daly and John Walton, they should be able to get the job done more or less for a podium from there, one would think.
Yandu's coming in to take it on.
And
go Burger. You got one job, Burger. Get it in the bag.
Put a bit of pressure on the young bowman.
Good job, Burger.
Nice work, but the Bird and Bears had a little game there by being up the inside and with the spinnaker nearly fully away and free to tack onto port as they see fit.
No pressure on a filling crew here on Finport whatsoever.
Oh, yeah. Walk in the park. Good job on the Tech 2. Finport got there first, eh? Wow. But they're both, Tech 2's free to tack after Winning Group goes past in the background here. So Noakes Blue also not so snappy, the drop on the Noakes Blue. So Winning Group putting ultimate amounts of pressure, ultimate amounts on the bowman. Beautiful work though. How about that, Jimmy?
Big Sammy, go.
No jib on though, come on.
Can't see, He's buried underneath that spinnaker.
That's pretty good though. 2 boat lengths for the whole thing, not a bad effort.
Noakes Blue with Andrew O'Brien filling in.
Yeah, and he gets some jib on, brother. Boat won't sail till the jib's on. Sheedan's not looking at it. Yes, he is. No, he's not. Oh, well, there we go. So they're going all right. They're having an okay day. So Noakes Red, I'll be disappointed with that. They were near the lead early, went the right way at the first beat, and they're now at the back of the lead peloton, we'll call it that, eh?
Cracking race in this little section here. They're all one after the other. That's another little rig there, isn't it, Bucko, on the Shore and Partners?
No.
No?
No. Full size. Breeze here at the bottom. Nice sort of 10 knots, 10, 11, 10. Pretty nice mid-range big sail.
And there's another newbie back to the class is Nerney on the appliances online.
Brandon Bonick and Bouys Young. Nice looking jibe into the bottom. But too much windward heel for the bowman to make it easy for the bowman. And Smeg going to put some pressure on him too. This
going to get a very good view of Vintech shortly.
Smeg, Trent Barnabas, and the appliances. Trent and the old firm get the job done. Around the inside, there's a bit of A grade. And this is the tail, and one of our picks, the Oak Double Bay 4 Pines, having been on the riding lever. Not so good.
We might make our way back up through the fleet. What do you think, Bucko?
I think that's a good plan.
The Birkenhead Point boys this week, Bucko, keeping it upright. They spent a lot of time last week getting to know the riding lever.
Well, they spent a full 60 minutes on the riding lever, didn't they?
They spent the whole day on it, the poor blokes. But Timmy Westwood, he's managed to have a good laugh about it with me today, and very confident on his rig choice early. Bucko was going little, I think, before they even had it off the trailer. There's appliances online. There's a look at a couple of good-looking roosters there on screen. I'll stick your head up, Chits, and then that's the whole family. So substantial gap here, Bucko opening up with the guys over the other side now. Just coming up behind Noakes Sailing, Sean Langman. About to tack. In the background there you've got Yandu, John Winning Senior.
Yeah, so the Noakes ran about 1 minute adrift of Tech 2 and Finport, sort of, as being the Division 1 part of the front peloton.
Is on Finport here with just about to come up to a crossing with Yandu. Yandu will comfortably cross them, but
Jimmy, let's see if we can get up close and personal with the Finport, and we'll get some footage of Mr. Page going to work, which he'd be enjoying it, I think.
I'm sure he'd be enjoying it.
No need to bend the legs, just straight, boy, straight. Fantastic.
So for the kids at home, the one in the middle, that's Mal Page, dual Olympic gold medalist in the 470 class. And that's up the front is Darren, that's the sponsor of the Kitchen Maker.
That's right.
And then you got Keegan, the master of it all.
That's right. It's unlikely but true, but they're making a good fist of it, aren't they?
Yeah. Difficult conditions here. It's very puffy where they are on the water, so...
They're making it look easy though, James.
Yep. Is that easy, is it?
No, they're just heading into the next puff. They're just coming out to a cross with winning group. And our picture just froze for a sec, but here we go. Oh, he's going to tack. That's not the right answer. That ain't the right answer.
I don't think he was left with much option there.
Well, here's the thing.
Bit of a late call.
Bouys just turned right here, guys, and has built a little, as per our pre-race briefing. Amazing when the weather model actually reverts to being correct again, isn't it?
Yeah, well, the winning group's main just ragged inside and out, just send Bucko in that last little puff, so...
Yep. Yeah, a bit of gear changing going on right now. They'll be going up rig tension and a few other little adjustments.
Yep, so who they got filling in today on the helm? They got Will Phillips, yeah?
Filling in doesn't quite describe it, mate. Do you think?
Oh, you know, come out for a leisure sail around Sydney Harbour, why not?
That's right. So despite the, well, perhaps because of the even-looking overcast to the south, a harbinger of a little more breeze, and enough wind now that the boat handling will become an issue with the big rig in.
Yeah, I think these guys are well and truly up to the task.
I wasn't worried about these blokes in particular, James. I was worrying a little more about the handicap unwinding beneficiaries that are leading the race on the water at the moment.
So just looking top of screen there, you got the Kitchen Maker in the top of screen. Bucko look like they've stepped out a little bit on Andu, Marcus Ashley Jones.
Yeah, looking straight up through the rig of the winning group here.
Yep.
They're still set up a bit deep for the wind speed. They'll be... that is fat, Jimmy, isn't it?
Well, I'm sure they've jumped onto every adjuster that they got at their disposal.
I'm still seeing fat.
Yeah.
But still.
The winning group as a whole been a great sponsor for the club, Bucko.
Yeah. Looking like they're here for the duration of the century, long past your and my times, James, I think.
It's got a couple of 12-footers I've just got to duck out of the way of here. They're all right.
Yep. So now this makes, with the increased wind and the rotation, makes it a port-biased run. Yeah. A port-biased run down to the bottom.
There's Andu on screen. So this run, Bucko's just straight down to the bottom mark. So no need to get up to that wing mark. So it'll be I think the hardest part for him, looking at the 12s coming downhill, is going to be trying to clear the corner of Shark Island.
Yeah, it might be, if they get a big puff, it might be a little bit tight. Because the boat, just for the viewers, the boat's downwind sail pretty much reciprocal angle to the upwind angle, almost exactly. So if you're looking at winding group now, their bows pointed at the windward mark, which means that the island in the way, aka Shark Island, is on the ley line or above the ley line. And there's a cardinal off the southern end and a nice timber wharf. So there might be a bit of jib reaching out of the top mark to get around. So this is going to make it interesting, and I think there's more build coming too. Just looking upwind now, it might get beyond our forecast here during the race time. They'll get down the run pretty quickly though, Jones, won't they?
They will, and this is also going to play into the guys like the Kitchen Maker and Andu that are going to that shorter mark. Won't have as long a period, Bucko, just on that main and jib scenario that we're talking about.
Yep.
Where the guys that, like the winning group and Finport and who else is up here that's got to go all the way up to the whites, like that's a lot further up and a lot more risk to try and...
Yeah, well...
When do you pull the trigger?
Just a judgment call. They'll have that figured out, those guys. And so we're looking at Kitchen Maker here on the starboard tack ley line to the red mark, full main inversion in a puff. So that tells you wind speed up to about 14.
14, yeah.
And that's exactly what it looks like on the water. We didn't make any promises or warranties about 15 knots, did we?
No.
No, good.
The hard part here, Bucko, is for the Kitchen Maker going around this mark. It's attack straight into a bear away. I just hope that they take their time, get settled here. Everyone out in the wing, get rid of some vang.
Yeah, they're looking all right. Uprange bear away.
Yep, pick their spot.
Tentative, but...
It's very tentative, but it's okay. Remember, they've got to try and get over the top of the island.
Yeah,
so.
No, they can set straight away. They're fine.
Yeah.
But they're not going to, or are they? No, they're not going to.
No.
URM reaching in also.
And
so the breeze has turned right far enough that everybody's overstood.
Yep. Well, Bird and Bear's overstood for
Africa.
Country.
Africa.
They're closer to New Zealand than they are to these marks, Bucko.
Finport will have trouble getting the bow down enough to get to the windward mark as well.
Yep.
Oh dear. And the Noakes Blue just had a little incident there.
Yep. Andu going for the set just behind us.
So
I think the key benefactor out of that is going to be the winning group out of that top group, as you said, with Finport. They've cracked jib, cracked...
Well, Finport's
if they can stay down there, they're okay.
Yeah, reaching in fast enough, they might still lead. I don't know. Well, they've certainly got plenty of shootout. Slight embarrassment. Clancy to the overlay.
Oh.
But we've given the prize to the Bird and Bear.
Well, the other one, way off down Nelson Park, is Yandu. On the other side of the island.
Don't mention the war. Don't mention the war.
Go down and get on the Kitchen Maker. What do you reckon, Bucko? Give them some love?
Well, why don't we just go via the Ando? Why don't we wait here at the corner?
Wait here at the corner, you reckon?
Yep, this is the corner where the action's going to be.
The corner of death.
The corner of death if you set too early. But just looking downwind now, viewers, Kitchen Maker, pretty nice VMG run down to the bottom mark. So the race is going to be over pretty quickly, in fact, barring incidents. Could there be any, Jamie?
Maybe a
James.
cracking run today, Bucko. Just nice, gentle run down the harbour.
That's right. So looking back upwind, we're looking at Noakes Blue 2 sailing. Young Andy, that's his first wiggle of the stick, I think.
First wiggle.
Yep, so he's going okay.
Yep.
Kept it upright anyway.
Yep.
Can we spin around? So the rest of the guys 2 sailing to the Cardinal, we're located on the camera cat at the Cardinal Mark at the corner of Shark Island. Noakes Blue Breeze up now to 16
Breeze
where
is
we
well
are.
up.
Yep, Noakes Blue just 2 sailing, ready to hoist, I would imagine now. And Bird and Bear next. Coming at you, brothers and sisters. Winning Group and Finport, and Tech 2 just behind them. Time to set, boys and girls. So you get Noakes Blue hoisting now. Not on screen. And these blokes will be going, let's go. Early set's a good set. And Winning Group
Well,
going
the earliest
now.
setter is just to the left of screen at the moment is Tech 2.
Yeah, Jack's taken it by the horns as he's inclined to do. Perfectly done, I'd say. And Winning Group having a bit of trouble in the hoist.
And Tech 2 very comfortable. Bucko?
Yep. Why would that be, do you think?
Well, Trent loves wrangling that. Oh, not Trent. Who's up the bow on that now?
No, Trent.
Trent. No, he's on Smeg, remember?
Sorry,
I'm last
sorry.
year.
Sorry, I'm confused. Lewis Brake.
Lewis Brake.
But stable, stable combo with Charlie White in the middle.
Yeah.
And they've done exactly the right thing.
Absolutely, they have.
And perfectly judged.
Yep.
Wow, fantastic.
That's all you got to do.
So, and Noakes Blue's done a good job, though, of more conservative, good job of being able to jibe into the bottom mark, I think, Jones.
Yep.
So on the next unwind, they might be able to maintain their position more or less if they can get around the bottom mark without any accidents.
Yeah, well, I did note, I think he is, again, sitting in, steering downhill, so...
Yep.
Didn't hurt on that first run down because it was a bit lighter, but looking at the angle that the Noakes Blue is doing there in the background, unless it lightens off down past Bradley's a bit, which
it will get lighter as it goes.
does.
Yeah, and looking at the leaders, they've got some time on starboard jibe, the leaders.
Well,
but it's interesting watching here. Neither Tech 2 nor Winning Group of VMG. They're sailing higher than strict VMG. Mainsail's a fair way out. But I think in the end they will regret having done that, and they should, in fact, go to full VMG here. Always a tricky one. Finport in VM, looking across the screen. Finport up to windward. Finport in full VMG. Coming down across their face.
And above them, over to the left, Bird and Bear.
Yep.
Well, Andy O'Brien's just about to get A from Keegan shortly, just here.
Yeah, I think he's got a bit of separation, not too bad. Andy now halfway out on the wing, all good. On the back of the Noakes Blue. Bit of dirty air here. Finport going to just get over the air of Winning Group here. Tech 2 driving to get up, to get in line with Finport. Finport nearly full VMG. Just a little bit of sheet out, main sheet out.
And just for the viewers at home, Kitchen Maker is going around at the bottom mark as we speak. Bucko?
Yep, about 90 seconds in front of this group we're with here. Well, yeah, about 90 seconds. And Andu is going to be round there second, and they've had a little time on starboard jibe. So Winning Group happy just to hang there in the low lane. Tech 2 trying to drive forward and over Finport. And Jack and his guys in the Gilton last year were pretty good downwind. More breeze coming. Bird and Bear. So Bird and Bear to the left of screen. Tech 2 on the ley line. Almost exactly. Got over at Finport, so...
That's how you do it at home. Now we've got Bird and Bear screaming in the top to the right of screen there, Bucko.
Oh, and the Andu just gets around the bottom without mishap, looking downwind. Well, he'll have a jibe drop, so he'll be happy with a jibe drop into the bottom.
Still a little ways to go to their jibe.
Oh, he's early. No, Tommy, no.
No.
What are you thinking?
Thinking he'll get out and have a bit more of a go.
Yep.
Have a go at Tech 2, and who's below them? Winning Group.
This is going to be hot stuff. On the corner.
Noakes Blue had to knock the shoot off early.
Oh, Tech 2 doing a leeward drop. Oh, wow. And there's going to be some people in the tide here. No? Tech 2's got the job done. Oh, just.
Here's the crunch of carbon.
And here's the crunch of carbon. Jack lost control there. Oh.
Turn the boat, brother.
Yep. Nice and safe from Noakes Blue. So Winning Group won that battle, didn't they?
They won that battle.
And what do we need to join the fray? The Mosman Ferry coming around the corner.
What could possibly go wrong?
The Bird and Bear in irons with the spinnaker half up. Nothing more we can think of.
No.
Oh, and the Smeg having a drop to get to the mark. So just enough wind that it's a challenge. Yandu putting the pressure fully on the young bowman. God almighty.
Run out of runway with a ferry here, and Woody and everyone. Smeg having to knock it off early, coming into the bottom mark.
Yeah, but that might help him. Two-sail jibe and back on a breeze. Watch this space. Perfectly done.
Great rounding on the Smeg.
That gets him back into the contest, more or less, doesn't it?
Sure does. We got Noakes sailing, and you've got Royal Oak both knocking it early. So I'm just trying to pick a hole to get us back into the fray. Oh, big nosedive there on Noakes.
Oh, wow.
Huge.
Wow. And Royal Oak. Wow, and we got no engine, James.
And there we do. Sure, and Partners trying something new there on screen.
Yep, the new water surface effect spinnaker, it's called. Might not be
ideal. One of your designs, Bucko?
I did it. Well, might not be ideal. Or they've escaped. Hey, boys. So, we did say it might get sufficient wind that boat handling could become a problem. So a little bit of 15, 16 here.
Yeah, definitely increasing, isn't it? So this time down, Bucko, it's just a short run down to Clark Island, but you know, looking at the angles these guys were doing, are they going to be able to? It's going to be a two-sail reach.
Yeah,
to the finish, pretty much.
Two-sail reach, provided you get the bear away done at the top.
Correct. But as you can see here on screen, like Smeg fully inverted with their mainsail. And I dare say the guys on Andu would have a little bit more weight than the boys on the Kitchen Maker, Bucko, so that'll be somewhat playing into Marcus's hands a little bit, possibly, on this upwind work.
Yeah, the Kitchen Maker's pretty light, and they certainly didn't have a handle on it in the Gildan when it got to fresh, did they? They were really struggling. So looking at that,
there is definitely a battle for the lead, so we might shoot over there. What do you think, mate? And keep an eye on.
Just go. Jim,
what do you go via? Who do you want to go via, Bucko?
We want to have a look at the fin port, don't we?
The fin port.
Surely.
Do you want to? If you want an autograph off Mal, he's a really approachable guy, Bucko.
Well, I just haven't seen him on the string. You know, it's hot stuff, isn't it? Gee whiz. Well, we'll go to winning group then.
All right, we'll go to winning group. No autographs required.
That's right. See how far right the breeze is now, James. The breeze almost south-southeast. And they won't have to go too far to be on the low line. So winning group in the sort of close, getting close. But that big fat jib not doing them any favours, James, I don't think.
No, it's not.
Not the ability to twist it sufficiently with the self-tacker setup. So.
All right, drone is down and we're out of here. Winning group just tacking there with Andu in the background. Big inversions on that mainsail now, right, Bucko?
Yeah, I mean, cannot twist the head of the jib enough. So
what ideas have you got for the fans at home? What could you do to help yourself a little bit there?
Redesign of the self-tacker.
You've got it in for them, don't you?
Well, Jones, we did at one stage make a self-tacker that had about 100 mil of vertical adjustment.
Yep.
And that would solve the problem. I mean, they're doing a great job, obviously, but yeah, they've still got 8% camber in the foot of the jib, which is not the right answer, as you would be well aware. Probably even more than 8% if you look on screen. You know, the back end of the lower part of the jib leech is parallel with the centre line. It should be well outboard of that.
They're doing all right.
Yeah, no.
They're definitely marching into these front two.
Oh, yeah.
But unfortunately, they've got to go to the furthest mark. These two go to the closest mark.
That's right. You'd put the money on URM to win this, actually, from here. So
Andu.
URM sales sign, Andu the name. Sorry, viewers. Marcus and his boys looking fairly comfortable.
That boat will be rebranded in the next week or two.
Yeah. Sell.
There's the Kitchen Maker leader at the bottom mark last time. That breeze has definitely picked up a little bit more again here, Bucko.
Yeah, no, a bit of 16.
Just that compression coming through from the island and the headland, you think? Or?
No, I mean, if we're outside South Head, it'd be 20, I'd say.
Well, let's stay inside the heads.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I didn't bring the wet weather frock, indeed.
No, we'll just get a line up here. The Andu is marching on the Kitchen Maker quite significantly here at the moment.
Yeah, and the Andu's up on the lay line. I think they might have to tack again. I don't think so, though. Look like they're close to laying over the cardinal mark.
Well, that's all they got to get over is that cardinal mark. Like, you can't go between that and the island. So
That's right. Whereas the kitchen maker's got 2 more tacks, and they get expensive when it's like this.
Very expensive.
Always got to stop. Almost
A few more of those little round-ups and Marcus will get there.
And to look at URM, Jones, you know, they got the main sheet still bolted in pretty good. Not quite, but not much out. And no inversion, just, you know, mainsail nicely flattened. Look at that main sheet on hard in 14 knots of wind. Kitchen maker just sniveled around their bow on the outside of that puff a little bit, but kitchen maker's still going to have to tack, yeah? Jimmy?
Oh, I think they will. I think they will have to tack. Andu definitely doesn't have to tack. That's my thought, Bucko.
Yeah, on the ley line perfectly, Marcus and his guys. The kitchen maker trying to squeeze now, not the right answer. Kitchen maker way up inside his jib. The URM should put the bow down right now.
Andu definitely there.
Yep. He's in a puff.
Yep. And the kitchen maker will get there, Bucko, just maybe.
Yeah. No, he's got the dream squeeze on.
Yeah, just off screen to the left.
So,
winning group's just had to tack in the lee of Shark Island.
So that breeze another 10 degrees further right there. That's what rescued kitchen maker there, I think.
Correct.
You know,
so that breeze going right, that pretty much so we will not see a spinnaker go up here at all.
Well, a nice 2-star reach to the finish. What could possibly go wrong?
That's what we're here for.
This will be pretty good, actually.
This will be good to just see the pressure on, you know, on Jordo and so forth on the kitchen maker too, with Marcus breathing right down their neck. And you know, do they do something silly and quickly rip it away, or are they just patient enough to pick their timing and somewhat ignore him?
I think the result here will get determined by the bear away, Jones.
Marcus has overstood there on Andu at the moment. He's trying to just wiggle it down just little bit by little bit.
Kitchen maker looking nice and dangerous. Both of them, I mean, Marcus needs more vang off, needs more twist as well to get the bow away.
Yep, and the kitchen maker looking very nervous here.
Marcus going to take it on.
I think they're happy to let him in.
Yep, just hanging in there, trying to survive. Here we go. Here's the money shot. Who can get the bow away clean? Back of the bus, gentlemen. And plenty of vang, and windward chine in.
Marcus is away for now.
Oh, wow. Good stuff. Kitchen maker
getting nervous.
Looking a bit shaky.
Got to get it away there, brother.
Marcus took us on a string.
Kitchen maker.
Oh,
you're almost there, brother.
He just got to the high edge of the no-go zone and decided discretion was a better part of valour. So for the viewers, you've got to turn the boat pretty quick through the no-go zone. It's about 30 degrees wide in this condition.
It's not getting any.
Here
we go.
Here we go. So
Perfect.
That's pretty good stuff, though. Windward chine in, just enough windward heel. No load on the helm, just a little load on the helm. Away she went. But
yep.
Andu, aka URM's gone. And winning rig going around the windward mark now.
And they, again, Bucko had to go all the way up to that white mark, so it's quite an achievement by them today. Done it very well. You've got the kitchen maker here on the main screen within the background.
Oh.
Whoa.
Oh, wow.
A little bit more work on that main. What do you reckon, Bucko, on the main sheet? A little less tiller, a little more. This is where a sheet hand, for people that don't know, this is the bloke that works at mainsail, this is where they've got to earn their keep. This is one of the hardest things that you can do, is sail a skiff on a 2 sail reach.
Let's catch up with the leader, James.
Yep.
Full noise. The hardest point of sail, 2 sailing. Oh. Both sails have got to move and the forward end's got to be ready to run.
Yeah, the forward end's the runner, the sheet end's the
Driver.
Out of pufferer.
Yeah.
And the driver's just got to do his thing.
So Marcus got a bit of light air there, so nice and comfortable into the leeward end.
So exactly what we're talking about, Bucko. You can see on here.
Well, we'll have something to compare notes with Malcolm about, the joys of 2 sail reach. Sorry, not Malcolm. We will with Malcolm. The joys of 2 sail reaching on an 18.
Yeah, so you can see the forward hand here moving in and out, and the sheet hand working that mainsail non-stop. Marcus just doing his best to help as much as he can with them.
Get the bow in the right place and warn the bowman when he wants the jib in. Both a bit of communication there about where the jib has to be for the puff, sort of more or less.
So he's just nice and calm movements there.
Pretty cruisy, but happy.
Straight through the line.
Easy dose.
Just going to have a little puff just as they hit the line. So, but all over but the screaming. Big smile on Marcus's face. There's Marcus, happy as.
All
well
good.
done, son.
Marcus, Cam Gundy, Geronimo Harrison, a good day out. And,
great team. Here's the kitchen maker wrestling it down.
And about to cop a big one. This might be pretty interesting, this last 100 metres, if it's going to blow like that. Bit of 18 knots there, I think, at the masthead. And for the viewers, the Finport left the course for some reason. They got to 2/3 away up the beat and went home. Winning group next. Big puff where we are on the camera cat going back towards winning group. They don't need to set a shoot or do anything.
But I think they'd be happy with that third placing at this stage.
Good result. And they're about to enter this puff, so.
Tech 2 charging in behind, but short of something going wrong on the winning group, I'd say they'd hang on for that third place today.
Tech 2 on a screamer, winning group third. So winning group fastest time and Tech 2 second fastest with very little between them, James.
Great racing between winning group Tech 2 and Finport before they left the course.
Yeah, no, terrific.
So
terrific stuff.
Rider on home with Tech 2. What do you reckon, Bucko?
All good for me. One more gust and they're there. Here she comes.
And Tech 2, our major sponsor for the day, so thank you very much, Tech 2.
Party pies and champagne. Thank you very much. Now, Chits.
Oh, here we go. Someone's going for a spinnaker. We've got to go get this.
We do. That'd be the Yandu. Now, Chits, important detail. How are the wallabies going? Can you convey the information, you know? Alex?
27-7 to the All Blacks. Oh, that didn't go to plan. It did for the Kiwis in the boxes behind us.
That's right.
So Smeg will possibly be next home. Then you've got Yandu and Bird and Bear just to the right of screen. We're just coming up to get onto them. Are both gone deploy the spinnaker.
both deserve bravery awards for this.
Oh, Berger, the youngest, fittest bloke in the fleet.
That's right.
50-ish.
Well, they just need one puff, don't they, Chits?
There's one coming. There's a Mighty Smeg.
The bird and bear's been a bit noisy today, James. I don't know why that is.
I don't know either. Yandu, are they going to get there? I think they'll get there comfortable.
Geez, if they got a squirt like the one that got Tech 2 on the way to the finish, they wouldn't have.
No, they'll be pointing below the mark quite easily, but
That's right.
Woody is the master of it. The bird and bear,
Biton.com, I'd say the bird and bear.
why not?
Why
So
not?
get Alex to come around to the right and he'll pick him up. There they are. They got there in the end, but
They got there okay. Well done, though, guys. I mean, setting a shoot for the last 200 metres. A good day out.
absolutely great day out.
A great day out.
Had a bit of everything.
Did, and the weather obeyed the model. How about that, Jones?
Always love the models.
Indeed. They play their cards right, you know I'm available. So, not a good day on the rugby field for Australia, good day for New Zealand.
Not a great night for Craig Nichols with South Sydney last night.
The Rugby
Hopefully he's
League-
been watching us.
The Rugby League finals as well. Commiserations to all the Bunny supporters. So, folks, that's the yacht race for today. As we sort of figured, it did get interesting. And we got close to picking, the podium contenders-ish. Good enough anyway. I hope from everybody in the camera cat, and we hope you've enjoyed that on behalf of the sponsors, Winning Group and Tech 2. Michael Chittenden, Alex Chittenden, John O'Witty, James Bury. I'm Andrew Buckland. Thank you very much, everybody. Hope you can join us next week. Camera cat standing by.